Hi, piano students. I want to talk about a way to take a little section of your music that you find challenging and give it the extra work that it needs. It's called Over the River. Some of you have done this in the past. Now I am recording a video for everybody to be helpful. So you kind of want three things. I have Shopkins, and they are going to be on the riverbank down here. And so I'm going to take my little section of music that is giving me a challenge, and I am going to play just it. I have selected two measures out of Minuet and G major, an arrangement by Christian Bezold from the notebook for Anna Magdalena Bach. So it is a Bach piece. And I am going to play just those two measures. So I played them correctly. So one of my Shopkins gets to go over the river to the top end of the piano. I'm going to do it again. Oops, I played it wrong. My Shopkin has to go back down at the river. Back over. Back over. And until you get all three of them up there. I'm going to be a chicken and not play it that third time just in case I mess it up again. I actually use this method myself to help myself when I'm working on a piece and I've just got that one section that's like, oh, why can't I get it right? All right, two other things. Now I've got all three of my Shopkins over here. I have played it over the river. I've got it pretty solid. I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning. It's not going to be helpful to me. I need to get the challenging section back into the song. How many people play video games? Raise your hands, right? So back when I was a teenager, video games, if your character died, fell off the side of the pathway or whatever, you went all the way back to the beginning of the game. It was very frustrating. Fortunately, nowadays, games save better. It's more of a technology thing, I think, than necessarily a gameplay thing. But generally when Mario falls off the cart, you don't go all the way back to the beginning. You go a little bit back from where you were, and then you start a little bit back. So that's a video game restart. So now that I've got my piece in pretty good shape, I want a video game restart it into the rest of the piece. I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning. I want to go like one measure ahead and play into my troubling section, right? Until that's good. Then maybe I go two measures ahead. And that's good. Maybe three measures. It depends on the piece, how much of a section. Now I can go back, play the whole thing for the beginning. One other trick that's not as relevant to this piece, it could be, is what I call the cautious crab walk. It's particularly useful if you have a section where you are switching from one chord to another chord and you're having trouble making that switch. So grab your three Shopkins, erasers, quarters, whatever, do your Over the River, and then instead of going like a whole measure ahead, literally go just one note ahead and behind, like a little crab. So he's very, very cautious. He's going to go boop, boop, just out one note on either side of the troubling section. Play that smoothly. You can either just play it once or twice and feel like you have it, or if you need to, Over the River it again. Then boop, boop. Crab is a little more cautious, goes out two notes in front, two notes behind, three notes in front, three notes behind. Whether you use the video game restart, whether you use them both, whether you use only the cautious crab walk, really depends on where the challenging section is that you're working on. But try Over the River, try video game restarts, try the cautious crab walk. Don't always just go back to the beginning and play the whole thing, because then you're not highlighting the troubling section. The beginning is going to sound great, but you may not actually improve on the troubling section because you haven't given it the extra focus that it needs. All right, awesome. Hope these tips help. Something I go over a lot in lessons, but I wanted to go over it in a little more detail with time not spent in a lesson. So send me any questions if you have them. I will see you at your lesson.